Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be previewing tonight's game, Thursday Night Football. The Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders. 8:15 tomorrow night. It'll be great. But let's look at this game. We're going to go through the rosters, go through the injury report, and yeah, we're going to predict who we think is going to win this game and what the score is going to be. Okay, so ESPN has a 60.8% chance that Washington will win. I kind of agree with that. I mean, if we look at it, Washington is 2-2, and they were in a very tight game into overtime against one of the best teams, probably top two teams in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Bears, they're 0-4, one of two teams who have not won a game yet. So the Commanders are definitely favored in this one, but let's go through the injury report, see if there are any big names out, and then we'll go through the rosters. Okay, so for the Bears, they have Tevin Jenkins, their offensive tackle, is on IR. Okay, Jalen Johnson, a cornerback, is questionable. Eddie Jackson, a safety, is questionable as well. So nothing crazy for the Bears. A couple of backups really out. And for the Commanders, Christian Holmes, a cornerback, is questionable. Curtis Samuel, one of their best wide receivers, is out. Another of their best wide receivers, we have Jahan Dotson, is questionable, and Chris Rodriguez Jr., their backup running back, is also questionable. So there's the injury report. Nothing major. I mean, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, that could be big for the Commanders, but nothing really for the Bears. Accidentally just opened Spotify. Okay. Now, let's go to the stats. We have passing yards. Justin Fields. Here we go. So far this year, 861 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, QBR 35.7, which is 28th in the country. That's not very good. Completion percentage 64.2, that's probably average. See how he's done throughout the year. So, okay. October, he had 28 completions out of 35 attempts and 335 yards, that's really good actually. Yeah, I was watching him on Sunday and he was actually playing out of his mind. He was playing really well. Then he had an interception, which kind of took it down, but still a great game, 335 yards and 4 touchdowns. So that was really good. Against the NFC, he has 427 yards, 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and away not very good. Very low completion percentage, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. But this does mean that he is improving if it means that he got 335 yards and 4 touchdowns last week. So, it's not over for Fields yet. I still think he's a good quarterback. He just had a rough start to the year so far, but this game he did show some potential. And then we go to Sam Howell here, the quarterback for the Washington Commanders. Looking at his stats, 961 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. It's never a good thing if you have more interceptions than touchdowns. But QBR 52.7, which is 18th, so not terrible for, I believe he's a rookie, right? 2022, okay. So he was drafted last year, but he did not play at all. Okay, let's look at his stats. Last week, 290 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Home, though, let's look at this. 38 for 60, 63% completion percentage, 372 yards, 1 touchdown to 5 interceptions. In one game, he had 4 interceptions. But I'm actually surprised that the Commanders are starting Sam Howell over Jacoby Brissett. I thought Jacoby was a solid quarterback, but apparently not really. But if we look at this regular season, completion percentage is straight on to the projected 961 yards. He's projected to get 4,000 yards. I don't know. But he's also still projected to have more interceptions than he is at touchdowns. But that's Sam Howell. Those are the quarterbacks. And moving on to the rushing game, we got Khalil Herbert, who had 41 carries, 196 yards so far. That's solid stats. Then Brian Robinson, who had 61 carries, 261 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Those are some great stats right there. DJ Moore, 19 receptions, 301 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's absolutely insane. And Terry McLaurin also had 21 receptions, 212 yards, and a touchdown. So running game and receiving game, both pretty good for both of these teams. And let's see. go to the team's stats on the defensive side, total yards, yards allowed, 387. Ooh, that's not very good. Okay. So yards per game, they allow 387 and they allow 366. So that's a lot for both of them. So their defenses aren't incredible. I believe Chase Young is back. I think he had so much hype coming out of college and then he got injured and he was out all of the last couple of years. But rush yards allowed is pretty average, I would say. Passing yards allowed, yeah, that's probably average as well. Both these teams are average, and let's look at where they are in their division standings. If we go to the NFC East, we can see that the Commanders are 2-2. They almost took down Philadelphia. I was rooting for them that entire game because, I'm in Pennsylvania. Most of the people around here are Philadelphia Eagles fans because we are more on that side of Pennsylvania. So I really just wanted to see them angry because they lost. But they pulled it out in overtime. And in the NFL, a win is a win. It's not just like college football. And if we go to the NFC North, obviously with an 0-4 record, Chicago is 0-4 and last in their division. Yeah, not very good. And they've only put up 75 points in total and they've allowed 137. That's not going to win you many games. And yeah, that's why they're 0-4. But thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you made it this far. Be sure to watch the game tomorrow night, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.